Back on home soil, Ukrainian servicewoman Nadiya Savchenko mobbed at Kiev airport after nearly 2 years in a Russian jail. Now flown home in a prisoner exchange, she'd been sentenced to 22 years over the deaths of 2 Russian journalists covering the conflict in eastern Ukraine, charges she denied. I can't bring those who died back to life, but I'm ready once again to sacrifice my life for Ukraine on a battlefield, and I'll do everything possible to see that every child being held prisoner is freed. The 34-year-old has been pardoned by President Putin. Comparing the saga to Lord of the Rings, one of her lawyers said she'd been freed from the jaws of Mordor. Savchenko's defiance was echoed by her supporters as she left for the presidential palace. There, President Poroshenko said, in the same way that we brought Nadiya back, we'll also bring back the Donbass region and Crimea under Ukrainian sovereignty. Already elected a Ukrainian MP, now Savchenko was awarded the title of Hero of Ukraine. The former pilot is a symbol of resistance against Russia, whose denials of involvement in eastern Ukraine are widely disbelieved. In contrast to the rapturous scenes in Kiev, it was a private welcome in Moscow for the 2 Russians freed by Ukraine, as Alexander Alexandrov and Yevgeny Yerofeyev were reunited with their wives. They'd recently been sentenced in Ukraine to 14 years in jail after being convicted on charges of waging war and terrorism. Last year, they told Reuters they were Russian special forces on a special mission. Moscow said they weren't on active duty. Vladimir Putin has met relatives of the 2 Russian journalists whose deaths were blamed on Savchenko. The Russian president said he acted after they asked him to show mercy to the convicted Ukrainian servicewoman. I only wish to thank you for this position, for asking for Savchenko's pardon, he said, and express hope that this decision, taken on humanitarian considerations, will help reduce tensions in the conflict zone. The 2 Russians, meanwhile, have been pardoned by President Poroshenko, while in Kiev they'd accused Moscow of disowning them. The exchange, which could help ease tensions between Russia and the West, comes several weeks before the EU is due to decide on whether to extend sanctions against Russia.